I know there's a lot of fear around this topic. I remember when I got my first colonic, I was petrified. I was like, what's happening? What's going to go inside of me? And what kind of bacteria is going to be in my gut from that experience? So can you explain or maybe take away some of that fear?
Yeah. Right. So I kind of joke because I've never met somebody more scared than I was. And the place that I went to was lovely. And they told me what the kind of the process was. And I walked out. I was like, no, that's not for me. I'm a very, very private person. I do not want anything in my body that could cause embarrassment or shame or anything like that. So I went home and I thought about it and wanted to step through that and kind of give it a shot. Personally, for me, I was experiencing a lot of depression. And so I did my 3 colonics. And at the last session, I actually walked out and I never took another antidepressant again, which I'd been on for 15 years. So now I understand neurotransmitters and how the gut works and how chemistry in the body is all related to the microbiome. But at the time, I didn't know anything. And so I tell everyone, I kind of put my projection on, like, you're going to be scared, and that's good because you're doing something for yourself that is outside the medical model. You're taking responsibility for your health, and that can be a really scary thing. And when you step through that, it is so empowering and so uplifting to know that you can create health within yourself. You just need a little bit of guidance.
It's really interesting what you brought up about depression. The gut is known as the second brain.
Yeah.
There's some sort of a link you're suggesting between your second brain triggering depression in your first brain.
Yeah, exactly. And the reason that we call the gut the second brain is because it has neurotissue in it. And that neurotissue gets neurotransmitters through the brain, through the largest nerve in the body called your vagus nerve. And I always think of like the vagus nerve because it's like Las Vegas, right? It's like the fun nerve. It's the one that connects the gut to the brain. I bring in a lot of empaths into my practice. So these are people that feel deeply, that want to have joy and abundance in their life. And I would say that colonics really help us get to the best part of our life, which is the feeling part. But if I have somebody who is depressed or has anxiety, in particular, anxiety always relates to the gut because we have something called the enteric nervous system. So the enteric nervous system in our gut is our fight or flight, fight or freeze. And that relates to the adrenals in the body. And I would say that most of us have adrenal fatigue. I certainly did when I went into this process. I didn't know I had adrenal fatigue, but all of my symptoms were starting there. And then, of course, in the endocrine system, it's a circle in the body. So if the adrenals are out, next is your hormones, and next is your thyroid. So it only took 3 sessions for me. And while I felt joy for the first time in many, many years, the next thought was a little bit of like frustration, right? Like, why didn't anybody kind of tell me that it's possible that my chemistry was off? Because detoxification is the foundation of health, creating drainage in the body, creating those neurotransmitters, those hormones to be balanced in the body. So then we can go on and do our prayers and do our manifestations and all those great things that we want to do in our life. But if we have physical issues, that's really keeping us from our best self.
If you like this video, remember to subscribe for updates. There'll be more interviews coming soon. Also, check out thethetawave.com for more info.